Okay. This is Justine Constable. My student number is 011042. Here is my driver's license, and this is for practicum 3A, and this is for second session with Simon. So hi Simon, good to see you again today. How are you going?
Hi Justine, I'm going okay, thanks.
Oh, that's can't believe it's been a week since I saw you last. But anyway, yeah, it goes quick, doesn't it? So what's been happening with me? Tell me what's been happening.
Well, the last time I was talking to you, I was considering on whether to ask a young lady out that's in my uni class.
Oh, that's Nina, isn't it?
Yeah. So I did ask her out and she said yes.
Oh my goodness, that's fantastic. Okay. Yeah. How did you feel after she said yes?
Oh, I was really thrilled.
Yeah. Okay.
But I guess I haven't had a lot of experience dating, and in the past I've always got anxious and tongue-tied and not knowing what to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've said that you've asked her out, which is fantastic, but have you actually worked out when you're actually going to go out, or have you made a tight date and a time as yet? Or
yeah, we're going up Saturday night. We're going to have a bit of dinner before we go to a movie.
Oh, okay. All right. Do you know what movie you're going to go and see yet?
No, I thought I'd leave that up to her.
Oh, okay.
See.
Great. And you know where you're going to go for dinner?
Yeah, we're going to go and have some Thai.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So since we last met, which is only a week ago, you had been spoken to me previously about, I suppose, working on your anxiety and not feeling so conscious, I suppose, when meeting new people. So is that something that you want to kind of like specifically work on with regards to just Nina, getting to know her more, or is that what you want to look at today?
My friends tell me that I'm, happy to be around and witty and that sort of thing. But
great.
In all honesty, when I meet people for the first time, I don't say very much. Because I don't want them to think I'm an idiot.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough.
I just sit back, and you can't really do that when it's just you and a girl on a date.
Okay, fair enough. No, fair enough. Yeah. Well, I'm really excited for you, Simon. I think well done, because that took a lot of guts to do that. So good on you. Well done. And it's so exciting that she said yes as well. So what did you want to kind of like work on today then, Simon? Do you just want to work on just, the general feeling of maybe feeling more confident when you're talking to someone else, or do you want to specifically maybe just talk about, you're saying you don't want to feel as if you're acting like an idiot or feeling like an idiot when you're talking to someone, but or is it particularly just with Nina? What were you thinking for today?
Well, I haven't done a lot of dating. I tried to ask a girl out in grade 9.
Oh, okay.
And she said no. But then she started spreading a rumour that I wouldn't take no for an answer, which is untrue. But she was just fun at me. So.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, that would have been difficult.
Yeah. And I didn't really ask anyone else out until about grade 11, when a friend of my cousin's, Michaelia, she asked me out. So I said yes.
Oh, great. And how did that go?
Well, yeah, we never really did a date.
Oh.
I just hung around with her and her friends, and I'd phone her most nights. I'd buy her gifts, just small things every now and then. But after a couple of months, she dumped me. She told me I was clingy.
Oh.
See, I wasn't behaving too well. I don't know. The behaviour just wasn't right for her. I don't know.
Oh, okay. So she was saying she thought that you were acting too clingy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was just trying to, I don't know, show her I cared, I guess. But anyway.
And you mentioned that you were ringing her every night and giving her gifts.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, thank you for sharing that. So,
what I really with Nina is I need to try to find a strategy to be less anxious and probably behave better around her. So I don't.
What do you mean by behave better? What do you mean?
Well, I don't want her to think I'm smothering her, I guess.
Oh, okay. So you think that you might unintentionally smother her that when you're maybe going out with her?
Well, yeah. So I don't want that. I need, and that probably just comes from being anxious. So.
Sure. Okay. All right. So is that something that you would maybe want to talk about or maybe focus on in today's session, Simon? What do you think?
Yeah, I think some way of just dampening down on my anxiety.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
All right.
Heart
Well,
going fast, brain seems to stop working, say stupid things. I don't know.
okay. Well, we can certainly work on that today or certainly look at that. Yes, great.
Mm.
Okay. So you've mentioned that you sometimes feel a little bit overwhelmed. Like you said, did you say that your heart starts beating really fast and you kind of your mouth tends to run away with you a bit too? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm just wondering if maybe we can look at some really simple strategies, whether it be maybe with Nina or with other people that you're meeting for the first time to help you feel a bit more in control and a bit more confident. Do you think that would be something that would be useful for you?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay. All right then. So have you ever, what kind of things do you think that might help you feel a bit more calm and in control rather than feeling as if your heart's going to beat out of your chest or you're going to say something that you may regret later? What kind of things do you think that we might be able to look at to help you feel more calm?
I don't know. I guess just that, if it doesn't work out with this girl, there's always tomorrow. Nothing changes much, does it?
Oh, that's a really good strategy. It's so you're thinking that maybe some of that bit of that self-talk might be useful too, do you think?
Mm.
Okay. Has that been helpful for you in the past?
Well, I've never really tried it. I always seem to think I've got to make an immediate impression.
Okay. That can be tough too. So you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself, aren't you?
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, so it sounds like a great suggestion, Simon, of even just having that bit of a self-talk, thinking, okay, the world's not going to stop if
Mm.
if we don't hit it off. Is that what you're thinking?
I
That
guess
sounds
that's
like
probably what I need to think.
okay. That sounds like a great idea. Okay. What else do you think you might be able to do to help? As I say, do you find that you get even anxious or that your heart starts to race even before you think you're going to have to speak, or is it when you actually get into the situation? What do you think when you
Oh, no,
start
I'll
feeling?
work it up too much in my head beforehand.
Ah, okay. All right then. So do you think, as you suggested before, that self-talk about maybe putting it into a different perspective, do you think that might be helpful as well?
Mm.
Before
Probably.
you go? Okay. And what other kind of things in terms of like your heart rate? Do you find that your breathing tends to get a bit more shallow as well, or what kind of things happen?
Does seem to. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think we might be able to do for that to maybe help you feel a little bit more calm and more relaxed, even before you even start to talk or even get into that situation, apart from the positive self-talking thing?
Maybe some lower breaths, some deep breaths.
Okay, yeah, so maybe just doing some deep breaths.
Mm.
Okay. Um, okay, and when did you say, sorry, I've forgotten when you said that you were catching up with Nina? Is it on the weekend?
Yeah.
Saturday. Okay. So what do you think you could do between now and then to kind of help you feel like you're becoming a little bit more calm and control before you even, like you said before, that sometimes you think about too much in your head, so you kind of work yourself up. So what kind of things do you think you could do to help yourself feel a bit more prepared or in control before you go on this date with me?
I don't know, probably stop thinking about it.
Okay. And so do you think maybe you would just start maybe the day before? I don't know. When do you think you might start having some of those thoughts about that self-talk, about trying to put things into perspective rather than saying the world's not going to end? What do you think? Would you start doing that the day before, the morning of, or?
Probably the morning of.
And when do you think you might start even being a little bit more conscious of having those slower, deep breaths? Would that be just as you're going, or to the
Yeah,
date?
probably as I'm going to meet her.
Okay. Okay. Um, is there anything else, do you think, that is going to help you feel more comfortable, not even just with Nina, but it's just in general when you're kind of maybe meeting people for the first time? Do you think those strategies might be helpful for you for when you're coming in contact and meeting someone for the first time as well?
Probably, I guess I have to be the smartest or funniest person in the group, do I?
Maybe not. No.
Mm.
And I suppose, yeah. And do you think that might make you feel a bit more comfortable and confident, do you think?
Mm. Hopefully.
Okay. All right.
Mm.
Okay, well, so I just wanted to kind of recap, I suppose, about what we chatted about today. You've mentioned that you were feeling that sometimes you don't want to feel as if you're being silly or being stupid or whatever when you're talking to someone else. But I'm just so excited once again, Simon, that Nina, you guys are going to go out on the weekend, and that'll be great. And I really like the way that you were suggesting that maybe Nina might want to pick the movie and things like that. So you're actually kind of, like sharing the thing. So that's really good. So well
Yeah.
done for that. Yeah. Who decided about the tie? Was it you or Nina, or did you decide on that together?
No, we'll work it out together. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're just thinking about tie. You haven't actually.
Well, depending on the movies, then it depends on what time we go for dinner.
Oh, I see. So you're going to have the movie first and then go out for dinner.
Well, it depends. Like,
Okay.
it
Great.
all depends.
Great. So kind of just going with the flow a bit, so to speak.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. Right. Well, so it sounds that you've got some great strategies to perhaps put in place before then, Simon, to kind of help you feel a little bit more, I suppose, make it kind of give you that bit more time just to kind of relax and be a bit more calm, which is fantastic. Um, we have our next session next Wednesday at the same time as 2 o'clock, if that's still all right with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And are you happy with what we've discussed today in terms of strategies that you can use not only for with Nina but with other people as well, perhaps in the meantime?
Yeah, I'll start to work on those things. Yeah.
Oh, all right then. And perhaps next time we can even explore how you went with those strategies if we need to maybe look at some others or just tweak that in some way as well.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see how we go.
All right then. Well, I'm really looking forward to it if you're up to it and if you want to, just let me know how you went with your date with Nina, eh?
Yeah, okay. I'll see
All
you
right.
next.
Okay, see you later.
Bye.
And now I'm going to be doing the recap again for Simon. So in the counselling notes, the goals was really once again about, I suppose, for Simon to make sure that he's feeling a little bit more confident and not feeling so insecure about when he's interacting with other people. In terms of the topics discussed and the outcomes for the session today, Simon was really keen. I suppose he was very excited about the prospect of actually going out with this young woman that he's fancied from the uni called Nina. And he actually felt confident enough to actually ask her out, which they are going, and she said yes. And he mentioned about how he was going to, discuss things with Nina about where they might want to go for dinner and also what type of movies. So I suppose his main thing was to make sure that he didn't feel as if he was going to sound stupid or become too clingy, because obviously he mentioned a previous girl that he'd seen, or I suppose gone out with him when he was still at school. After a while, he mentioned that she had said that he was becoming too clingy. So he didn't want that to happen with this latest relationship as well. And I think also too, Simon was, I suppose, struggling with what that balance is about not being too clingy and not being too silly, but and just having that more comfortable and more confidence within himself and his own abilities as well. With regards to the interventions and strategies, um, we discussed such things as, like even Simon was talking about, the use of such things as more positive self-talk and maybe changing his own perspectives about, if the date doesn't work out, the world's not going to stop. and he thought that could be something that he could use on a regular basis as well. We also discussed the possibility of maybe just using some deep calming breaths to help him feel more, I suppose, more calm and more in control, even before he does start interacting with Nina, so he just feels a little bit more in control of the situation. And also those strategies could be used with other people that he might be meeting for the first time as well. With regards to what I felt worked well, I think I believe that I made Simon feel welcome, and I greeted him appropriately. In terms of what went well, I suppose I believe, well, no, I think that I gave him the opportunity and encouraged him to express how he was feeling, and it was really interesting to explore his previous limited experience with dating, and for him to actually express that he couldn't initially work out why that young girl in grade 11 thought he was clingy, but then he's realizing that perhaps he is a little bit either from one extreme to the other, and he wants to be able to change that so he can have a more effective and more, I suppose, positive relationship with a woman as well. In terms of what could have done better, I think I could have possibly explored his goals in a little bit more detail at the beginning of the session. I'm just really conscious of the time, and I'm thinking, gosh, have I not covered it enough? But I think I wrapped it up well at the end of the session in terms of what he's happy to be doing, and I really acknowledged his being so confident enough to actually ask Nina out, because he was really struggling with that with the first session. So for that time frame, I think that was really a positive thing. And he seemed to be happy to just look at those strategies in the meantime until he's had that first date with Nina, and then we can explore it more in the next session. In terms of the actual learning or development theory that I think would probably be the most appropriate in the situation, I'm thinking of Bowlby's attachment theory. This theory suggests that personality is resulting on the images of perhaps significant people that they have, or the person has within their head. So I'm thinking, it's suggesting to me that perhaps Simon maybe in his early childhood didn't have really effective interpersonal dynamics with maybe his main caregiver or his parents, and somehow, I don't know, he's found it difficult to actually, he didn't have a secure attachment with perhaps his mother or his caregiver or his parents. So I'm thinking he might have more of an insecure attachment style. So it's, from one extreme to the other. So, and he just doesn't quite know how to, from a perspective of emotional behavioural development of what's appropriate in the situation, because he didn't have that initially when he was in his early childhood years. So that would be the theory that I would probably work on, or the approach I would work on with Simon. And I would probably in later sessions, I may even ask him some particular questions to help identify if he did have certain attachment issues or difficult attachment issues within his early childhood, and that might just help me to work out if he did have some issues with attachment when he was younger, and how that maybe reflects in his perhaps issues that he's having now, trying to form relationships with other people as well. And that's it. Thank you so much.